Welcome to 40 Below Zero, an international podcast about life with invisible illnesses, hosted by two guys living with multiple sclerosis. Coming to you from the Keystone State of Pennsylvania, I'm your co-host Nix, and with me on this ride is Terry, a Londoner who calls Ontario home. We're so happy you're here with us as we continue to try and normalize a life that is anything but. So let's get into it. Welcome back, Warriors, to another episode. Always glad to see you. Terry, what's going on, man?
What's up, bro? Always glad to see you.
Yeah, this is my, it looks like,
That's a nice vest, bro.
thanks, dude. It's my, the humidity's just been brutal down here. So,
Yeah.
and I figured it was time to, usually I hang the vest up over like here somewhere and then we do the show or whatever. But this time I couldn't even make it out of the house today without having it on.
It kind of looks like the bulletproof vest.
It does. This particular, I have two. I was trying to find my other one, my dressier one to show you. But yeah, this definitely reminds me of what I used to wear at work.
Yeah.
And
It looks
you
like
see it, let me see if I can.
What company? What company's the other one? The dressier one? Okay. Oh, okay. It's different than what I thought.
Yeah.
What's the other one? What's the company?
Both of these come from, I believe I got both of these from
Okay.
polarproducts.com.
I can't remember where mine is from.
But
I think that's where
it's,
mine is too.
well, they're popular.
Yeah,
So
I know.
it's just ice cubes in here
Yeah. Oh,
that
no, mine's
Velcro
not
in.
like that. Mine's the bags.
Yeah, I have them too. This
Oh,
this
okay.
style is just a little different. And the thing I like about this is I usually wear it when I'm working outside. Um, because you can just kind of you can scrub this one. It's like a wetsuit feel. It's like a neoprene kind of thing
Okay.
going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can just, throw it in the wash. Actually, I just scrub
That's
it
the one
down.
you keep in the freezer?
I no, I you take the panels out and put those in the freezer. But I put this whole vest in the freezer just for
Okay.
an extra,
Yeah.
I don't know, a
See,
little
that's the problem
extra.
with me. I have those packets in the freezer,
Uh-huh.
and it's like, okay, I got to put my vest on. I got to get the vest. I got to get the packets, put it in the vest. I'm like,
Uh,
I'll just sit in front of the AC.
Honestly, that's why I put the whole vest in. So I just grab it.
I know that's so smart. That's why I'm thinking of making room in my freezer for that
Hmm.
idea. But then I'm
Wait,
worried
I'll
that the
say
vest
this.
is going to be so cold. Yeah,
It is. That's the point.
I guess. Yeah.
Um, but I do say, definitely wash it before you put it in.
In the freezer?
One,
Yeah, dude.
one time I forgot and I took it out. I was like, oh, that smells terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This the anyway. Okay. There's a
But yeah, so this
freezer.
is this is
Anyway,
how
yeah.
I combat. This is my cooling vest. I should write on it. I feel like the other one, it has my patches on it, so I made it look a little
Does it bring you
fancy.
back to your bulletproof vest
It kind of
days?
feels, yeah, it kind of feels the same. Not as I don't know, not as secure. And you know, those external carriers that you see law enforcement wearing now with all the pockets on the outside and stuff, and
Yeah.
that wasn't really a thing when I was working. So only the cool, like I had a tack vest that had all those,
Yeah.
and I was part of an organization called MIRT, MIRT, or
Okay.
the major incident response team.
Okay.
Um,
Mert.
yeah, it's open to a lot of departments. It's like when really big incidents occur and you need a whole lot of officers to secure a very large area.
Yeah.
Um, it's different than riot training. I was not a riot officer,
Okay.
so I didn't have that gear. But this was more of
So,
when you're talking about hazmat incidents.
yeah.
So a little bit of a rabbit hole. When you're talking about hazmat incidents, you have the where the incident is, then you have the red zone, the yellow zone, and the green ring, like,
Okay.
you know, at going out from the
Yeah.
incident.
I get it.
So this training was for officers to stand in the green perimeter between the green and the yellow. So
Okay.
you're not where yeah, so I wasn't hazmat trained, so I didn't put the full suit on and go in and handle it. But it's more like if you're going to do crowd or traffic control around a hazmat incident.
Yeah.
Um, but I will say that if you were driving down the road and you came across an officer with his lights on, his car parked across the road and the lights on, the gear I was wearing was a full Tyvek suit with a respirator, like a gas mask, basically.
Yeah.
So if I came up to your window and was like, "You need to turn around," you would definitely turn right around and
Okay. Okay.
go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those were the incidents that gear was for. So I had an external carrier for that,
Yeah.
um, but not every officer had those back then. So
I
back in
wish
my day,
I wish people could see what I saw before because I saw a video of you training
oh yeah,
officers. It's so
yeah,
funny. It was so awesome.
when I was doing
You
the
have a
OC spray.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
And you just wait for the moment where it kicks in, and I'm like, there it is.
Yeah, it was
Because
awesome.
um
Yeah.
yeah, but
Not
OC,
yeah.
what's awesome?
I mean, not watching them get tortured. I mean, they were
That was
going through a
awesome.
training.
That's
Yeah,
why
it
you were
was
watching
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
use it as part of the training video, but
yeah. I've
now
seen
that
that on
we've
YouTube before. Like, I mean,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
it is not fun.
Yeah. What
Um,
what
I
about the
went through it.
taser?
I was only tased once. I didn't carry a taser. Yeah, I was tased once. No, I went through taser training once,
Yeah.
but
Oh, yeah, yeah.
we didn't have those in my department. Because so we didn't have external carriers, we didn't have tasers, we didn't have body cams. There was a lot of things we didn't have when
Of
I was
course.
working.
Of
When
course.
I got hired, we didn't
Yeah.
even have bulletproof vests. They weren't even issued to you in my
Okay.
department. We had the union. It was not until after 9/11 happened that we pushed to get them.
That's ridiculous.
So yeah.
Let me tell you something. I worked security once. Dude, I had a million jobs. I worked security once and
Hmm.
I could have bought a bulletproof vest. I could have bought all the
Sure.
equipment. And I'm because I saw a guy walking around. I'm like, dude, this guy looks beefy.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be like, he's just a security. So I'm like, yo, where'd you get your I don't even remember if I don't think he had a baton or whatever you call that. But he
The
was
ASP.
equipped. An asp. Anyway,
Yeah, the one that goes.
yeah, that's called an
Yeah.
asp.
Yeah,
Oh,
ASP.
cool.
It's a
Uh,
company.
oh, okay, okay. But
It's one of
yeah,
those it's one of those products where the most popular version of the product becomes what you call it.
yeah, yeah.
Um, like Q-tips, like they're cotton swabs, not Q-tips, but everybody calls them Q-tips. So
Kleenex.
Kleenex, yep,
Okay,
yep,
cool, cool.
same thing. So to bring that all back to why we actually talk about here. So this is how I survive the heat. One of the ways. Highly recommend if you don't have one. I know we've talked about them a bunch, but I figured people can see it.
I said I was gonna wear mine with you. Remember? I did
I
not.
did, but then I didn't tell you that I was wearing it today. So
I forgot. I forgot.
because
It
I
was
was
the
just
fog. Just joking.
speaking of the fog. Oh boy.
Two
Uh
stories I got to tell you, by the way, that
go
I
for it.
forgot to tell you one of them in the last episode.
Okay.
It was the main reason why I wanted to record. I wanted to tell you this story. It was funny. Little story. So I have a funny story and I have a bit of a sour story. Which
Okay.
one do you want first?
Let's end on a uplifting note. So give me the
Okay.
sour first.
Okay. So I might ramble a little bit here.
Go for it.
Did I ever tell you the first time, just a backstory to this? Did I ever tell you the first time I used my scooter, the
I
actual
believe
scooter that I have that I hate to use? It's an
I,
ego thing. Yes.
you may have, but refresh my memory.
Okay. First of all, this scooter, I've had people say, use the scooter. Why are you not using the scooter and save your energy? I'm like, I don't like the look of it. You sit there like this, and it's not like you're on a bike. You know what I mean? It's an ego thing. And then they said, come on, man, but you need it. I'm like, listen, how about I take my wheelchair and you take the scooter and we go together to the coffee shop? And then, my friend would be like, no, no, I can't. And I'm like, why not? oh, well, I'm not sick. It's like, it's okay. Do you want to look sick? Like, anyway. So you get what I'm saying. A lot of people have that
Hmm.
issue, right?
Yep.
And so, except for my friend Gerald, by the way, which I'll talk about in a second, because he was supposed to ride the scooter when he comes down here. So I went to Tim Hortons first time ever on my scooter, and this lady at the cash register, she was there. I was next in line, and then the guy in front of me finished. The lady looked at the guy behind me and said, "Can I help you?"
Mm. Oh, yeah, that's
And
right. Yep.
it that like traumatized me, man, because I was like, "Oh, can I order?" And I felt really silly. I felt like a little boy. And then I'm like, maybe, so I feel non-existent in a scooter. And that was my first time ever taking the scooter out. So I never did again, by the way. I always go in my wheelchair or whatever. So um, I went to Tim Hortons like a few days ago,
Hmm.
and I was in line, and there's two registers, okay, and they're split. And I have what I brought is my companion, which hooks up to the front of my wheelchair to make it a cool looking scooter. Okay.
Okay.
It's the companion. Maybe I'll show it in the picture right here. Okay. So,
Or here.
so I went with that, and it's a little longer. So I didn't want to go right up, because what if the lady's like, "I can help you here"? Then I have to reverse it. I got to go around. What if there's a lineup? You know. So I stayed just back, and I'm just sitting there looking like, who's going to be ready next. And then this guy, and there's no one there, by the way. The lady in front of me who took her, who had her order taken, is gone. So I'm sitting there waiting. There's no one there. I don't know what they're doing. And then all of a sudden, a guy from the side sneaks in like this. He doesn't sneak
Mm.
in, but I look at him, and he comes in from this side, like the line's behind me, but he came from this side and just stood there.
Right.
And I assumed he wanted Kleenexes, napkins. I thought he
Right.
wanted napkins. Maybe he wanted a packet of salts. I don't know. Because I'm
Right.
looking at him. And then the guy looks at me. So we have eye contact now. And I'm
Okay.
in my mind, I'm like, "I'm in line, buddy." Right.
Right. Right.
So sorry. "I'm in line, buddy." Okay. Like, I didn't say it, but I was like, "Yeah." And then he looks at me, and then he looks back, and everything seemed fine. And in my head, I'm like, "You better not, buddy." And I'm like a pit bull. I'm like, like, "Dude, you're gonna set me off." So then the lady comes back. By the way, this lady gives me eye contact too before, when she's dealing with a lady, so she
Right.
knows I'm in line. So this lady comes back, the cash register, the cashier. She comes back and, "Hi, can I help you?" Straight to that guy.
Really?
That's okay. That's okay. You're like, okay. I'm thinking the guy's gonna get a napkin or something. He goes, he doesn't even look at me again, by the way. And he goes, "Yeah, can I please get a?" And then as soon as he started ordering, I blew fuse.
Wow.
I yelled, "Oh, so I can't order now?"
You
I
really
just,
did?
yeah, I lost my shit.
Wow.
I never
Good for
do low,
you.
but I think this show is giving me confidence. And I know
Well,
people are like, "Man, I would have lost my shit." I'm like, "Yeah, you say that, but in the moment, you don't want to look like the crazy person."
sure.
And you always wish there's somebody else to speak up for you. Like, "Can you not
Yeah.
see?" So I said, I might, can I not order?" And then the lady who gave me eye contact before, so I'm kind of like, "You're in on this too, okay?"
Yeah. Right. It's kind of your fault.
Yeah. So then she's like, "Oh, okay," and I'm like, "Yeah." And then the guy's like, "Oh, what is the deal?" And he starts to
Really?
talk like it's not a big deal. Like, "What's the deal? You're over there. I don't know." I'm like, and I said to him, "Dude, you gave me eye contact. You gave me
Right.
eye contact. You can't ask me. Like, you even gave me eye contact." He's like, and then he gives me, hey, he starts smirking. "I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of people over there." I'm like, "What? Just sitting there in a scooter staring at you?" Like,
Wow.
dude, and then and he's still standing right there as I'm taking my order. And then I get my stuff, and it takes me a second to put it in my pouch. I'm like, don't rush me now, you know? And I'm not
Oh, yeah,
saying like
for
I'm gonna
sure.
fight him or anything, but dude, come on. Like, how many times do I take a beating till I speak up? You know? So,
Apparently, you've reached your limit,
dude,
which is
that's
good.
not the last time. I
Good.
promise you. Okay,
No,
so
good.
that's
Good for you. Well, first of
and
all, good for you.
thank you.
That dude was a jerk. Very inconsiderate.
Totally, man.
It
Like
would it would have taken what, 2 seconds to say, "Hey, are you in line?"
dude, that's what the normal. That's the
Right.
norm.
Right.
And he looked at me
Wow.
like he
Hmm.
looked at me. Yeah. And and of course, after when I'm leaving, I'm just like, okay, I hope I don't bump into that guy again. I feel like an idiot. Maybe people in
Yeah.
Tim Hortons are like, this guy's a crazy cook. You know,
Nah. Most of those people were probably thinking, "Good for that guy."
I hope so.
Honestly, if you could have pulled the people in the place there, most of them would be on your side. Probably
So
all of them would be.
after an incident happens like that again, I'm gonna be like, all right, I need everyone's attention. I need to grab a pole. This is for my. Yeah, I get you.
This,
I know what you're saying, but in the
yeah,
moment,
that's the basis. There's an entire show. It's been on forever, a very long time. I believe it's called What Would You Do?
yeah, of course, bro.
You've seen that
I
show,
love
right?
that show.
Yeah. So that's one of those moments. Like, what would you do if the guy cuts off the guy in the wheelchair? Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah. It was subtle. I think in the show they'd
right.
make it a lot more.
Oh yeah, yeah,
They'd
yeah.
probably look at him and be like, "Can I?"
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they do it way worse. But no, seriously, good for you.
Thanks, man.
It's not negative against your personality to advocate for yourself in that moment. Especially so blatant, like,
Dude, it was. I'm not. I'm telling it as it is.
right,
You know,
right.
like, yeah, maybe I was just sitting there, but like you said, it takes a second to be like, "Hey,
Yep.
you ordering?" As everyone else does, right?
Yeah, like most normal people do.
Yep.
Well,
Ah, it's
sorry
good.
you had
It
to go
gave
through
me a
that, bro.
story. I like
Yeah,
these
it's true,
stories.
but still.
Yeah, but still, I know. But without this, man, I would have like dwelled on it for a few days. I would have been
Really.
telling friends, and
Yeah.
I just let it go, wrote it down. I'm like, good story,
Nice. It sounds like you're well on your way to healing, Terry.
bro. I'm good. I'm mentally okay for the most
Good.
part, even if I'm tired and you
Sure.
know. And I feel bad because I get reached out by a lot of people feeling sorry for me because I'm tired. I'm like, no, no, it's okay. I'm just I'm just voicing it out. I'm not.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah, and you
But
got to get it out because if you keep, the words that are attached to those kind of emotions, they get heavy after a while. And the more that you keep in, the heavier it gets. You got to say it to somebody, to anybody, to yourself. You got to get it out or write it down or paint it or, it's cathartic. You got to put it somewhere. So
true,
give me
man.
the good story, dude. What's the good one?
Okay, it's not a good one, but
The happier one.
it's a happier one. It's
There you
funny.
go.
Okay. So when I went to Ottawa, we went to a restaurant and Gerald, he's like, we're sitting down at the restaurant. He's like, hey, you want me to scope out the washroom?
Hmm.
First of all, I love that,
Yeah,
like
that's a good friend.
respect.
Seriously.
So I look at him, I'm like, nah, you don't have to. I'm doing the whole, nah, you don't have to. He's like, no. He stands up and he goes. So I'm like, cool. I'm thinking, is he gonna really know what I'm looking for? Because I'm in a
Right,
chair and
right.
he's not nothing against him, but because I didn't know until I'm in the chair. I'm like, oh, really? Everything's at this angle, by the way. So in my home, if you're not at this angle, you can't see the stuff that I see. Like under the cupboards, there's like flaws in my cupboards. And anyway,
Nice.
so he goes and he comes back and he goes, yeah, it's great. It's clean. It's a good stall. Um, yeah, everything's great except the door. When you want to
Mm,
lock it, you got to pull it up a bit. You got to pull up the door and lock it. So I'm like, okay. And the way he explained it, I'm like, seems like a no big deal. If I didn't
right.
know, he figured it out in a second. So I would probably figure it out. Anyway, so Katrina's like, you want to go check it out now? And I look at her, I'm like, nah, I'm okay. This is the new Terry. I go when I need to go. It's good. Don't worry. You know. But my fear is going and the toilet seat is dirty.
Right. Oh
That's the
yeah.
fear, right?
Sure.
Because when I have to go, I have to go. What am I gonna do? And It's never happened before. So I guess I'm lucky, or it's a rare thing that someone would actually leave stuff on the toilet. Anyway, let's move on to that. Let's move on from that. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm comfortable. He goes, yeah, so I'm comfortable. And then like, whatever, half an hour later, I need to use the washroom. So I look at our table and we have like 6, 7 people. I'm like, guys, I'm gonna go use the washroom. Wish me luck. I know that's TMI, but dude, it's an adventure for me, like
Yeah, right.
it's not it's to you, it's like go use the what? No, to me, it's a big event happening. so so guys, I'm gonna use the washroom. Wish me luck. Everyone's like, you got this, Terry. So I go and I'm just like, what am I gonna expect? What's gonna happen? And then as I get in, I look inside and I see the stall is the last one, the big one. And as I get there, there's someone in the stall.
For real?
There's someone in the who knows? Do you remember my airport story where I was
Right.
waiting for someone and it came out was a guy pulling a lady in a wheelchair holding a
Yeah.
baby? So I'm like, oh, so I'm like, okay, I ain't not losing my shit, but I'm gonna clearly let this guy see my wheels. So I go
Right.
next to the washroom and I kind of wheel. And then and there's a guy at the urinal looking at me going, and you could tell he's not making a facial expression, but like, oh boy, there's someone in there, you're in a wheelchair. And dude, how many people in wheelchairs are in that restaurant? Probably I'm the only one.
Probably you.
So
Probably
this
just
guy
you.
in the last like 10 months of being there, how many has he encountered?
Probably zero.
Poor guy, man. That's we can't like beat on these guys. So he I'm sitting there. Now, you know how the last steps to the washroom, you're like, or the last roll to the washroom, you're like, I gotta go right now.
Mm-hmm.
So now, because he's in there and I have to use the washroom, it's starting to build up. I'm like, dude, I need to use the washroom. So I'm just, waiting. My mental thinking is going down. I'm just starting to think of stuff like, you better you better have a limp. I don't know, bro. I don't mean to be a jerk, but
No, you're
so
right though.
so he opens the door, he comes out, dude, he looks at me, his face says it all. And my heart broke for him because you could tell he was an unlucky guy using that washroom when the guy in the wheelchair, you know, and he
Mm-hmm.
looked at me and he went like this. I know people who are listening can't see, but he gave me the saddest face of like, I failed you. I'm so sorry. Like the way he did it, and I didn't give him an out. That's okay. I'll tell you more of the
Good.
story. Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
give him an out, but no, but I would have done that. If I needed to take a number two, I would have went to the I don't maybe. So I didn't give him an out. He gave me that look like, dude, I'm so sorry, and I didn't give him an out. I just wheeled past him, went inside. He went, started washing his hands. When I'm inside, I'm closing the door. I hear him. Hey, bro.
Really?
Hey, bro. If you need any help, man, I'm here. Okay, I'm here to help if you need. And I'm there, like in my
Wow.
mind, going, you mother, who the, what the, I just like what?
Yeah, like you
And then
have
he,
the
and then he,
audacity.
and then he, yeah, yeah, dude. And then he finishes it with because the door doesn't lock properly. So then I'm like, oh yeah, Gerald told me. So I go try to lock it without even answering him. I can't.
Uh,
So I go, yeah, bro, if you can help me and just let's close the store together. And then he goes, yeah, yeah, yeah. So he came and helped me. I locked it. I'm like, thanks, man. I appreciate it. He's like, yeah, no problem. And then I said, I guess we're even now.
re-
And then he chuckled like he was like, yeah, thank God I'm going to heaven again. Like he felt like he was out of it. You know what I mean? Like out. It was just so funny, bro. And then he
That's
walked out. I
awesome.
never saw him again. I didn't even see him in the restaurant. I wanted to bump into him. They're like, yeah. So that's my story, bro.
That is
I It's
amazing.
a good encounter. It turned
I
good.
I think the show is rubbing off on you, Terry. That's two stories of you just like not,
It
going into a
was
panic because of two different scenarios. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
That's awesome. What a
yeah,
what a what a weird
yeah.
exchange. But that's
That's
the
funny.
kind of awkward situation you find yourself in from time to time when you're
Yeah.
in a wheelchair because, you know, there's a lot of times where people equate wheelchair with fragility. And as we have, yourself included, many people who are in chairs full time are certainly not, you know,
Yeah.
but there's the assumption that you're fragile or broken or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, we definitely know a guy who pulls trucks in his wheelchair.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's my goal. If I ever end up in one full time, I'm going to end up trying to bench press the house.
That's crazy, man. That guy's so cool. Yeah. So that's the end of my stories.
So you successfully dealt with a very awkward situation and 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 a jerk. So good for you.
Every time I go to the coffee shop, I'm always like, what's gonna happen now? I don't want a story, bro. I don't always want a story.
Well,
Believe me.
yeah, obviously, you
Okay.
just want to get along with, just get along to get along, but
Yeah.
it just seems to happen a lot with us.
Or maybe we're just oversensitive. Or
No,
okay.
no, I think if we
Because I could have shut up and let the guy get his order and
you
just be
could
like,
have,
oh man, you know.
but you just had enough that day. That's all. You were like,
Yep, I did.
now I'm, certainly not advocating violence, but you got to stick
Bro,
up for yourself.
I didn't there was no violence. I
It would have
didn't
been funny if you were like, "Don't make me get out of this."
if I just stood up, like you want to go?
What? That I always, you know what? I always say that because, having the ability to walk, I do have the ability to just stand up from my
Yeah, yeah,
wheelchair
yeah.
whenever I want to.
I
Um,
hear you.
but I do definitely get all the looks when I do that. They're not people are not expecting it.
When people say to you, yo, so can you walk? Do people ask you that? Or can
Um,
you stand at all?
I get asked the other way more. So like when I have because I use the cane and when I have my crutches, they'll ask me if I have a wheelchair. Not when I'm in the wheelchair, they don't usually ask me if I can walk.
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
it goes the other way.
Because I get that.
Do you really?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if I get it from MSers, because that would
Yeah,
make
that's
sense,
true.
right?
Yeah, that would.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to
but that's
remember.
more of a like where are you at in the disease progression kind of a thing, you
Yeah,
know?
I think I've had people like able-bodied people, and I don't mean to classify able-bodied people like we're against them. Like I didn't mean that. I mean like people
Right,
who look abled.
right.
I've had people ask me, "Can you stand? Can you walk at all?" And then
You were
I
like,
just,
you should see me rock climb.
yeah, yeah. That's how I ended up in a chair. Just,
Shark attack.
yeah, shark attack. We don't. That's not funny, bro. For anyone who actually had a shark attack listening
It's
to
true.
this.
It's true. Well, thanks for sharing those stories, brother. They were pretty awesome, pretty entertaining. I appreciate it. And glad to see that you were finally comfortable sticking up for yourself and making fun of uncomfortable situations and not having all these other negative feelings that used to come along with them.
I wasn't
Um,
comfortable, but yeah, I mean,
no, but I hear it. But you dealt with it. You acknowledged it and you dealt with it.
yeah.
So that's good. Um, nice, easy summertime episode. I hope everyone's staying cool out there as best they can, using all of their devices and tips and tricks, especially these guys. I hope you I hope everybody out there has their ice vest ready to roll because that humidity is brutal. Brutal. All right, brother. Of
Yeah, bro. Thanks for letting me share.
course, anytime. Glad to see you again. Glad everybody's sticking with us still. Great to have you here. We kind of taking it easy on the guests for the summertime, but that stuff's going to be coming back in the future. Um, hope you're listening to us and enjoying your day. Talk to you soon,
Awesome.
bro.
Talk to you soon, bro. So check us out at 40belowzero.com. That's 4 letter T below zero.com. Or feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. Our email address is info@40belowzero.com. Our personal Instagram account are, for Nix, it's Nix_V713. Or for Terry, it's What's_MS. Awesome. Looking forward to hearing from you guys. We'll talk soon.